Welcome back, everybody. We are here to look at cards for the 23rd of June. I'm going to pick one card for each sign. Those of you who are interested in knowing the main energy moving through your day today, you may just want to look at your sun sign. For those of you who want a more comprehensive look at what's going on in your life today, you may also want to check out your moon sign and your rising. If you're interested in love and relationships, you may want to check your Venus sign. If you're interested in seeing what's expanding in your life, you may want to check your Jupiter sign, etc., etc. So let's get started, shall we? Aries is going to be first up. Okay, and so Aries, you have the Fool card showing up. This is just telling me that you are beginning something new that is a leap of faith for you. Something that, excuse me, that you don't know exactly where it's going to lead or what it's going to lead to, but you know that you know that you know that this is the time for you to do this anyway. All right, so that is for Aries. Up next we have Taurus. Taurus, you have the Knight of Swords. This tells me that you are definitely taking some kind of action to stand up for something that you believe in. You could be writing an article, writing a letter, writing an email, talking to somebody, but you're doing something that has to do with thoughts and has to do with words to stand up for something that is important to you today, Taurus. All right, Geminis, you're up next. This is your card. We've got the Three of Swords showing up. Three of Swords is telling me that there is something that's happening that is making you feel sad or bringing you heartache. A lot of readers will look at this and will tell you, oh, your significant other has betrayed you or a friend has betrayed you. No, not necessarily. I mean, we're not going to take it off the table. It could be happening, but I've seen this come up for much lesser heartaches than that too. I've seen this come up for somebody, well, actually, I think that was me. I saw something on the news that just really bothered me, and I thought it was incredibly sad. I've seen this come up for a little girl once who had taken in this dog that was missing and had wandered away, and they had put out her and her father had put out signs saying, you know, found this dog, and the person who owned the dog came and picked up the dog. Well, they'd had the dog for 2 days, and the little girl was really attached, and so that was really hard for her. So it doesn't have to be something that is completely huge and life-shattering and life-altering, but it is something that makes you sad or heartbroken. Okay? Now let's look next at Cancers. So Cancer, that's interesting. That's your card, but it's in reverse. This is the Chariot card. And so the Chariot in reverse just means that where you're trying to accomplish some kind of goal that not only requires your input, but also requires input and effort from other people as well, that's sort of turned on its side right now. You know, you and the other people may be going in different directions, and so it's just not moving forward because you guys may even be trying to accomplish the same thing, but you're trying to accomplish it in different ways that are sort of neutralizing each other. So this is talking about there's some obstacle in front of you for reaching this goal. There are some things that have to be worked out before you can move forward and actually hit that target. Okay, so not a terrible card. It just means, you know, there needs to be some tweaking and some adjusting. Next up, we have Leo. Leo, you're showing up with the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like this is somebody in your experience today. For those of you who wonder, why do I touch the cards so much? I literally feel into a lot of my messages. I'm strongly clairaudient and strongly clairsentient. Sometimes I see things, sometimes I'm clairvoyant, but those are the two strongest for me. So sometimes touching the cards helps me feel what's going on. So, you know, if I'm fiddling around with them, trying to straighten them out, you know, or just putting that finger down or whatever, I'm feeling into that card. That's part of how my psychic abilities actually work. So anyway, Leo, for the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is somebody that is in your sphere of influence. This is not you. And this is somebody who is offering to share the good that she has with you and possibly with other people as well. This could be that, you know, this is somebody who is host or hostessing a party, or somebody who is just sharing gifts, but this is somebody, they could even be sharing information that would be helpful information with you. So you've got somebody, for some of you Leos, this is somebody sharing with you in particular something good, something that they have to offer. And for others of you, this is going to be somebody who is sharing this not only with you, but also with other people as well. Okay, and that's somebody in your sphere of influence. Next up, we're looking at Virgo. So Virgo, with this Eight of Swords showing up in reverse, this just means that today you're going to be passing along good advice to somebody in your sphere of influence. You could be mentoring somebody, you could be teaching a seminar, you could be showing a little one how to tie their shoestrings, but you are passing along good information or good advice to somebody in your sphere of influence today, Virgos. Next up, we do have Libra. Okay, so Libras, you guys have the Knight of Pentacles showing up here. This is just telling me that you guys are making the time to really focus on doing what it takes to bring in some income. Some of you could be working on a side hustle or an extra income on the side, and some of you, well, I guess that would be a side hustle, wouldn't it? And some of you, you may just be working on maximizing that main income that you already have, but putting in some work, putting in some effort, making sure that your budget works, that the income is flowing in. Okay, that's for Libra. Next up, we have Scorpio. Scorpio, we have a Two of Wands showing up in reverse, and the Two of Wands is, it's a problem, but it's a good problem to have, okay? So when we have the Two of Wands in reverse, what this means for us is that we have a choice to make about where to spend our energy or our effort or our resources, and we have this choice because we have a lot of good options in front of us, at least two, but usually multiple, and we like them all. All these options are good options. All these options would work out well for us. And so we're having to choose which one do we want to actually focus on. I'm hearing which one do we want to focus on today. All right, and I think we're having a hard time with actually deciding which one we want to focus on today because I think all the options are so appealing, it's hard for us to let go of one to focus on the other. Okay, so most important advice here, just make a decision. Just make the decision. It's, you know, whatever we pick is going to be good. We just have to move forward. We don't get to move forward unless we make the decision. All right, so that was for Scorpios. Next up, we're looking at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what we have showing up here is the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is a pretty cut and dried situation for me with a card like this. Queen of Swords in reverse means you're cutting somebody off, you're cutting somebody out. You could be blocking somebody on social media. You don't want to communicate with somebody anymore. You're just kind of done with that. This doesn't mean that it's not reversible. It could be reversible, but for right now, sorry, Charlie, not talking to you. All right, so that's Sagittarius. Next up, we have Capricorn. So Capricorn, what you have here is the Justice card in reverse. What I'm getting off of this card for you, Capricorn, is that you guys have a decision that you need to make about something that happened with someone who's in your sphere of influence. And this something that happened either impacted you or somebody that you care about greatly, possibly your children. And you are trying to figure out whether this thing that happened, whether it was something that somebody did intentionally or whether it was something that just went wrong somewhere along the way and the person who was sort of orchestrating didn't know how to get things back on track and make them go well. And so I think you're struggling with that decision. I think what's going on here is that you would like to think that this person that you're looking at with this situation, you would like to think that they wouldn't have bad intentions, but things are looking kind of hinky, and so I think you're really looking at the fact that, well, I would like to think that, but the evidence is kind of not suggesting that, and so you're really grappling with this. Okay, that's for Capricorn. Let's see about Aquarius. So Aquarius, what you have showing up here is the Four of Coins. The Four of Coins just tells me that you're holding back, and I feel like you're holding back on sharing information with somebody. You're not feeling like letting somebody know how you really feel about something. You're holding back because it feels to me like you are thinking that if you share this information with somebody, that's going to put you into a vulnerable situation, and so you are just sitting on that information and not letting go of it. Okay, so that's Aquarius. Next up we have Pisces. So Pisces, what you have here is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups tells me that there is something that's happened that has been disappointing. And I think that you're having a hard time seeing past the disappointment right now. I do want to encourage you though, because there are two full cups still showing up behind the person in this card, which means that not everything is lost. Yes, there is some disappointment, but not everything is lost, so let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay. Also, I'm really called to point out a couple of things on this card that I normally don't point out to people, but I think I need to for you today. And one is that in front of this person, even though he's not looking at it, is a flowing stream of water, or maybe even a river of water. Now, water not only has to do with abundance or with emotions, but also has to do with abundance. And I'm really getting that abundance association with this water on this card, that there is still abundance in front of you. There are still good things in front of you, probably even good emotions in front of you, once you let go of the idea that, you know, these cups used to have something in them and now they don't. Once you let go of dwelling on that, then you can see that, look, there's a whole river full of water that you can use to refill these cups. There's opportunity here. And then also, the other thing that Spirit's pointing out for me to bring to your attention is this building over here. This is definitely some kind of home, maybe even a group of homes, but this talks about security. Security of the fact that there's other people over there, security that there's a building, there's shelter there. So we've got that as well, that, you know, your security isn't gone. Something may be disappointing, but your security isn't gone. You still have your family, you still have your friends, you still have your support network, you still have your shelter, all right? All it takes is looking up from these five cups, not focusing on them so much, you know, maybe even just filling them up as you walk down the river, or maybe upriver it looks like, to the bridge and cross over and get to that support. So basically this is saying that, yes, things have been disappointing, but they're not terrible. They're not irrecoverable. You can certainly recover from this disappointment. They are saying that to get the support and the help of friends, you're going to have to make some effort. You're going to have to walk from here over here to the bridge and cross over the bridge to get to other people who I feel like would be happy to help you. I feel like, Pisces, you're a productive part of probably several different communities, and so I feel like you have lots of support around you. It's just a matter of letting them know that I could really use some support right now. I'm having a rough day, or whatever it is. Just, you know, you have to let people know that you would appreciate some support or some help before they know that you need that. And so that's what I'm picking up off of this card. Yes, you are dealing with disappointment. It's true. This is disappointing, and it's legitimately disappointing, but it's not something that you can't recover from. You certainly can. You certainly can. And it's a good idea to go ahead and start to put that recovery back together, and also to get the support and the assistance of other people in helping you do that. I feel like there are people around who will have no problem with helping you with that. Okay, so thanks for being here, everybody. I do appreciate it. Thank you also for the thumbs ups and for the shares and the comments. And I'm looking forward to reading for some of you today and doing Reiki for some of you today. And the rest of you, I'll see you back on the next video. Peace out.